Hi, my name is James Graley, and I'm a Denver, Colorado-based podcaster. And I'm going to show you how to set up a large format console's EQ in the default EQ, the channel EQ of Logic Audio. When you open up Logic Audio, you kind of get this little default screen and default settings. But that's not what we want to create. We want to create something really cool, which is the EQ section from an input module of a CADAC J-type console. If you've never heard of a CADAC, it's understandable. CADACs are large format consoles. They tour with Broadway shows. They've kind of fallen out of favor with more digital consoles now. But I used to travel with one of these, so I kind of know it a little well. So I thought it'd be great to do it this way, to recreate this console. So what we see here are 4 bands of parametric EQ, and then we have a low pass filter and a high pass filter. So we want to start out with those capabilities in our EQ. So the default setting of Logic Audio is that you have 2 shelving bands, which we don't need. So we're just going to turn those off. We've got 4 bands of parametric EQ. Great. And then we have a high pass filter that's turned off. We'll click that on, and we'll click on the low pass filter. Something to note about the CADAC is that the knob, when you're looking at it here, the knob actually sweeps under. It still turns clockwise. So even though you see 14 over here on this side, which is 14 hertz on your high pass filter, and 400 over here, you still have the same turning that you would with a normal knob clockwise. It's just that those are where the start and stop points of this are. So we want to be able to sweep from 14 hertz to 400 hertz. And luckily we can do that. First, let's go with that high pass filter. 14 hertz, you're not even going to hear that. This only even goes down to 20 hertz, but we can go all the way up to 400 hertz. And you can hear as I change it, what effect it has on my voice. And now we're at 400 hertz, and I sound a lot thinner now, of course. So let's go ahead and take that back down to, I don't know. Let's go with 75. That's a pretty standard default for a simple cut. Our high pass will go from 20,000 hertz, where you're not even going to hear it, all the way down to 1.2K. So let's just type in 1200. 12,000. That's 12,000 hertz. Actually, no, I'm sorry. 1,200 hertz. And as you can hear, wow, I sound really, really muddy. There's no high end at all. So let's just get rid of that. We'll take that back up to, let's say, 15,000 hertz, 15 kilohertz. Hey, there I am. And then we have sweepable knobs or sweepable parametrics. We have 4 of them. And they're all kind of in a range here. So the first one goes from 20 hertz to 200 hertz. Over here we have our Q, which sets the width of the affected area. And then this is kind of hard to tell, but there is actually a stacked knob here, and our little diagram here shows that the top one is the boost and cut, and the lower one is the frequency. So we're just going to do this with one knob because one band, because it's all the same for the other 4. So this one goes from this low filter goes from 200 hertz to 20 hertz. So I'm just going to roll that down, and you can see how far that goes. We're going to get into the high pass filter. It's not even going to be, you can even tell that that's there now, and we'll just roll it right back up. And we can change the width of it, and you can see how that makes a difference and what kind of sound, how I thin out a lot more there. We're still at the same center frequency of 200 hertz, but I'm just really notching there, and we can always take that back up. And we'll just set that to 0. You can see also an analyzer in the Logic EQ, and how when I change frequencies, you can see how we can see the effect in a spectra. And when I pull it back down, there comes back the high end. So now what we want to do is make a preset, and you see here where it says default. I'm going to click on the arrow. It gives me a drop-down menu, and I can save this setting. And we're going to save it as CADAC. And there it is. And now I can just take that away and go back to the default. And if I want to bring back CADAC, it's really simple. Just got to load the setting. Gives me all of my settings. And there's the CADAC setting again. So that's how you set up a large format consoles EQ in Logic Audio. Hope that was helpful. Hope I didn't stumble through too bad. I hope you're enjoying the course as much as I am. Thanks a lot.